Welcome to Open Foris Arena, building a simple processing chain. In this demonstration, you'll learn how to create and run a basic processing chain that combines quantitative, qualitative, and area-based attributes. Arena processing chains help you to transform field data into actionable insights for sustainable forest monitoring. Sign into openforest-arena.org with your account credentials. Select an existing published survey to use its validated records as the input for your processing chain. From the main menu in the Analysis section, click Chains. This workspace appears empty and will host all data processing chains. Every survey has a unique chain that contains all the processing calculations. This chain defines a sequence of processing steps. To create it, click New button. A new workspace will appear. In the field Processing Chain label, enter a name for your processing chain. For this tutorial, we use processing_chain. All attributes calculation must be allocated within this chain. You can add a description, for example, calculated attributes of the forest inventory. Now we will create our first attribute. At least one calculated attribute is required in a processing chain. Attributes can be either quantitative, such as tree count, volume, biomass, or categorical, such as diameter classes or aggregated land categories. To create the first attribute, for example, tree count, click at the bottom right corner, quantitative 1.23, and the attribute editor will open. First, click on the Entity drop-down menu and select the entity to which this attribute belongs to. In this case, select tree, as we are going to compute the tree count. Then we have to give a unique name to this attribute. The name must follow the Arena naming rules like tree_count. The label is the text shown to users so they can easily understand what the attribute represents. The description is optional and can be left blank. You can set the number of decimals where needed, so in this case, we leave it blank. As we also want to compute the tree count per hectare, the box area-based estimate must be clicked. The script box cannot be modified here directly. It will be configured later in our studio and updated here automatically. Finally, click on Save and Back. Next, we will add a categorical attribute, for example, to group trees by diameter classes. To do this, click Add Categorical in the bottom right corner. The attribute editor will open. Select the entity tree from the drop-down box at the top, since this attribute relates to tree measurements. Then enter a name for the attribute, for example, tree_diameter_class. You can also add a label, such as tree diameter class. Next, choose the category for this attribute from the drop-down menu to select the respective category for tree diameter classes, called diameter_class. Next, choose a category from the drop-down menu. In this case, select diameter_class, which contains the predefined diameter classes. We prepared these categories in advance. How to do so is explained in the video called Creating Categories and Taxonomies. If you want to review or modify the category structure, click the editing icon next to the category name. The editor window for creating categories opens up. Here you can see the 5 classes we have prepared to group tree diameters. Press close at the bottom to return. Alternatively, if the required category does not exist, you can create a new one directly by clicking Add. Finally, click Save and Back to return to the processing chain. You have now created a simple processing chain with a quantitative and a categorical attribute.